Hello everyone, my name is Rosanabe Dororai for short, and you're on to Read Time with Rai. It's the month of March and we will be talking about if love dies. Or do you fall out of love? Is it possible to fall out of love? That's what we'll be talking about in this month of March and everything that has to do with that. And so for today, I want to ask a question. Would you say you have fallen out of love before, or is it possible to fall out of love? For me, I think it's possible to fall out of love. If you remember, in the month of February, we talked about what love is. And love for me is a decision. So that means if people don't behave the way they should, or for different reasons, which I may outline later on in this video or in the next one, it depends, you would find out that it's a decision. And so I can make a decision not to be with someone. So love, I've heard people say if you're really in love with someone, then it's impossible for you to fall out of love. Love never dies. True love never dies. That is when people are talking of love based on feelings. That's when people are talking of love based probably on infatuation, which even it also dies, because there are times you see people who, if you look at the streets of Facebook or you see trends happening around, you watch some videos or you read some stories online and different things, you see people killing their spouses, you see a deeper or a greater rate of domestic violence nowadays and all that, where they're not in love in the first place. This is not even a function of relationship. These are married couples, so it's at some point in their life they were in love that made them say, okay, we're going to be together, except of course, quote unquote, if it was an arranged marriage or it was a marriage where someone was forced into the marriage or child bride thing. But if it were two consenting adults took themselves to whichever, depending on your faith now, whether it was church or the mosque or a court or in a traditional setting, whatever setting, and you said you wanted to get married to that person, it's my belief that there was some atom of love, you felt you were in love at the time and you did that. So what happens now that we find domestic violence everywhere? What happens now that people no longer even talk to their spouses, people live like it's they are co-tenants with their spouse? It's my belief that they felt they were, some people, one felt they were in love and got married and truly they weren't in love. Some who genuinely, made that decision and felt they're in love or were truly in love, made the decision to be with this person. But certain things started happening and then they made the decision, it's their decision, it's within their power to decide to love or not to love. And so they made up their mind, I can't deal with it, I can't, have this, I'm not going to be with this person. And for me, I've seen some reasons which make people decide not to be in love with someone or change their mind. First is when maybe people take them for granted. They feel they're not valuable, especially ladies. They feel they're not valuable. They feel they have to be in competition for the person's attention or for the person's love. You find them, and I want to state here that the decision to unlove, that's what I'll call it, the decision to unlove, or if I use the general term for love to die or stuff, doesn't just happen in one day. It's a accumulation of a lot of things. A lot of things happen before these people now decide and say, I can't take this anymore, I've had enough. And societal pressure makes some people, they can't really walk out, or church too, or like faith-based thing. They can't really walk out, okay, or some people are always concerned about what will people say, and so they can't leave a hostile or a toxic relationship. I'll come to that later, but for now, it doesn't happen immediately. It's things that would have happened, and those are the things over time now. So I'm not just saying anything like this now. It means, okay, once it happens, that's when people unlove. No, it's accumulation. It happens over time. So first, as I was talking about, it's the person not feeling valuable, the person not feeling loved, the person believes he or she is being taken for granted. You find that, okay, gradually they're like, okay, this person is taken for granted, okay, I have to compete with this person, with another person for this person's attention or love. All right, they take notes on that. And that's what I was saying earlier. You need to learn how to forgive or learn how to talk, to communicate. And when this happens, you see the people gradually, communication dies, so nobody's saying anything, people are just living and having hurt, having resentment inside them. Another one is when people feel that they are being trapped. People feel that they are being caged. You see them that gradually that resentment starts, they begin to unlove when they feel that they cannot do things they need to do. When there's too much control, there's too much, don't do this, don't do that, don't go here, stay here, this is how you should do. When you're trying to change a grown adult, it's a problem, and people feel trapped and caged. Or this feeling trapped and caged can also come in when People have their dreams, have their aspirations, have things they wanted to do before they met you, and for some reason, whether directly or indirectly, some of them you may not be the cause, but they will take it out on you, and then you find out that they are resenting you and they're angry that all the dreams they had when they were younger, they couldn't accomplish those dreams, and so they put it on you and start getting upset with you. And another reason I've seen that people unlove is where people say, oh, I made a mistake, someone made me do this. So I want to, pause here, and this is like a bonus to this particular talk. If you're asking someone to be with you, to get married to you, let's spend our lives together, and the person is saying yes, please find out why the person is saying yes. The person is saying yes because other people have pressurized the person to say yes, or because your friends, the person's friends think that, okay, you're good for the person, or family feels, oh, this combination, based on the causes both parties read, because people might for reasons, oh, two doctors or two lawyers, oh, no, they will make a good couple. That's a profession can make you, be a good couple or make you happy in your marriage. So if you find out that the person is being pushed or being pressurized to get married to you, it's a problem, because some few years down the line, the person, this decision was not made by the person. Certain things in place that were not personal to the person. So people influenced the person and the person accepted you. It may not stand the test of time. There may be some problem. And another thing I have noticed that makes people unlove is the fact that in their marriages or in their relationship, they just feel that they can have more. That's when people still have an eye outside. That's when people still believe that there's something, this adage or talk that says it's always greener on the other side. So they feel that, oh, I'm with this person and my friend has, my friend husband has done A, B, C, or my friend wife does B, C, D for me or for my friend. So why is my wife not doing this? Why is my husband not doing this? When you think it's always better outside, you're never content with what you have. You would always feel, that, it can always be better. Let me just decide I'm not be with this person. Let me go be with someone outside. And, I would have it better. It's not always greener on the other side. Sometimes it's just maybe Photoshop. Sometimes it's just okay, make believe. Sometimes people just tell these stories, and especially this era of social media where people try to portray that they're happy. People try to portray that, oh, all is going well. People try to portray that, oh, I have the best relationship. People just try to prove a point over nothing. So if you follow that and you're looking at, oh, this is how this person's marriage is, or this is how this person's home is, this is how mine ought to be, you're going to be in problems. You're going to be using a fake life to judge reality. Social media, most of the time, it's not real. So look inwards and decide for yourself if you still enjoy or you want to be in that relationship. And another reason why I find that people unlove is when there's no longer enjoyment. It's people are tolerating each other. Everything is just management. We're trying to manage ourselves. You're tolerating each other, you're managing. There's no longer fun, the genuine happiness, genuine laughter, has left the home. For those who are married, or the relationship has left the relationship. People would now want to unlove. So join me next week on Real Time. We'll try 8 p.m. Eastern European Time, and we'll talk about when you have decided to unlove. What next? Bye.